Great. Alright. I stopped playing yesterday pretty abruptly, so there was a few things I want to read first. Let's start off with some reading. Where was it? Oh, there it is. Give me those emails. Okay. There was a bunch of new stuff. Mail and music. No. What was it? Let's check if there's something new. Nothing. Okay. Mail. Benjamin Hancock. It even shows the connection level. That's cool. Oof. He gave me 12 likes. Okay. Sorry, Sam. Bad news. Thanks for delivering those rare metals, Sam. Everyone at the district center really appreciates you coming through for us. Thumbs up. I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you though. The bike you saw outside, its battery's dead. You'll have to give it some juice if you want to use it. Only need to do it once though. Auto charger should kick in after. Sorry if you got your hopes up. And I've got some more bad news for you too. So many emotes. I like this guy. You see, different facilities have to work together, sharing materials so everyone gets what they need. To make sure that everything that's produced gets put to proper use. That's why guys like you are so important. Without porters, the whole system falls apart. Whole world even. You got this, man. All the people, truck deliveries, they're literal porters. The world wouldn't run without them. Anyway, there's this guy, George Barton, over at the way station. He used to be a reliable porter, but lately it's like pulling teeth getting him to make even the simplest delivery. Keeps bitching about being scared or not having enough oxy or whatever. Always some excuse. Even when he just agreed to make it run, he's liable to lose half his load en route. Why is that? Oh my god. This guy actually making... Never mind. I mean, you guys can see the emote. So yeah, that's why we are a bit short on materials at the moment. Sure, you will soon have a spot that to rights. We're counting on you, Sam. I'm getting human resource involved, man. Bro, you can't do these emotes after writing load. Alright, Judge Barton, more than Oxy. Sam the man, our savior, smiley. Things are looking up here at the way station. Everything feels better somehow. We were all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed when we set ourselves up, but 3 years of isolation and loneliness changed anyone's tune. Hell, when we first got here we were putting up signs for porters and whatnot, but after a while some guys got too scared to even set foot outside. Skull emote. When Central went up, I told myself this was it. America's done. Everyone was feeling it too and the mood was just bleak. Then you waltzed on in. I know what you're thinking. At first, thought it was just the oxytocin too, but that's not it. Not at all. Not all of it, anyhow. You gave us a glimmer of hope we needed by bringing us into the Carol network. We're back in the game now. Been thinking of putting up signs again even. Watchtowers too. Before long we'll be opening up in new delivery routes. Mark my words. It's scary out there though. All the oxy in the world won't help us deal with mules, let alone BTs. We shit ourselves every time we catch sight of one and end up dropping half of our equipment. Honestly, part of me is still worried that we won't be able to keep it up. Sad face, cam shot? Oh, tears. This time it's tears, not... Anyways, and that's why we need you, Sam. You're not scared of anything, right? So you can show us how it's done. Well, of course I'm not scared, I'm the player. Ooh, okay. I can... Why is this marked as important? This is literally spam mail. I would drop this on spam mail. Alright. What do we have here? Ooh, there are a bunch of interviews I want to read. Mule and Drone Syndrome. Die Hartman, Brits HQ, 2 years ago. Brits' primary objective is to rebuild America and in order... Jesus, don't do that. And in order to rebuild, one of our main tasks is to reconnect cities and other settlements by re-establishing a delivery network. Back before Death Stranding, the comms and delivery networks were what held society together. The whole thing was automated. AI managed deliveries carried out by drone. Oh, Amazon. The belief was that talking people out of the equation would revolutionize the entire system. But things didn't quite pan out the way. Instead, we start seeing cases of what would eventually be dubbed drone syndrome. It's too much for some folks to accept, leaving everything to machines and nothing for the common man. They need the oxytocin deficiency and hormonal imbalance we confirmed seemed to back up the assessment. Humanity needed to be part of the process. The laws were put in place and we stepped back into the picture again. Then what happened? All the people put out of work by machines who got called up again convinced themselves society couldn't survive without them. They brought a whole new disorder. Delivery dependency syndrome, they called it. Okay. When the Death Stranding tore us apart, the delivery problem spurred even further. It wasn't helped by the fact that chiral clouds prevented planes and drones from flying, which meant we had to go back to relying completely on human couriers, whether we liked it or not. Eventually, delivery goods became all some lived for. They were obsessed, decked, consumed by the desire to deliver. Over time, they turned into the mules we know and love today. What the fuck is this? How does this happen? People got so addicted to delivering stuff that they ended up becoming bandits? Huh? Oh shit, I accidentally... Oh no, I lost the markings. I don't know which one I read. I hope I can remember. I know at least this one I didn't. Like secret oxytocin. Oxytocin. I don't know. Before the stranding, the whole world was connected. There were networks, social networks we called them, that people used to communicate all the time. They shared all sorts of stuff through them. A random thought, a pretty picture, a home movie, their own sex tapes, you name it. If you liked something that someone else had uploaded, you let them know by giving them, well, a like. Sounds weird, I know. That's the truth. Eventually someone ran tests on the user of the networks and discovered that receiving a like triggered a rush of oxytocin. The theory was that it stemmed from a sense of being acknowledged. Even though you couldn't see the person you were interacting with, it still felt like they were accepting you, praising you. And we would like that. The same process is at the heart of the mule phenomenon. It's believed that an over-dependence on the oxytocin rush provided by these kinds of interaction is a factor in porters going rogue. With this in mind, it wouldn't be wrong to characterize mules as oxytocin addicts. In a sense, they're social animals at the mercy of validation. What the fuck? The mules are just people stealing other people's deliveries so they can deliver it, or what? Is this how? Why would this give them a rush to get likes for deliveries? I think I'm getting this wrong. I'm definitely getting this wrong. Bridge babies. Look, I'm kind of new here at Bridge, so I don't know if any of this will be useful to you. Still, I'm happy to talk about BBs. That's what you want. They call me Dad Man, on account of my familiarity with the dead, get it? We've always been on good terms, you see. Used to have a regular little chats back when I worked in the morgue. Anyway, that's also the reason I work on BB maintenance and research, to learn more about those who are no longer with us. But I digress. Fact is, BBs were already being issued to our force in the field before I joined Bridge. What's more, research into the little guys had already been conducted long ago, but no one took the plunge and put what they discovered to practical use. Still, what that did mean is that when Bridge wanted to build our own BBs, most of the work has already been done for us. We just needed to follow the instruction manual, so to speak. Which isn't to say that we have any idea how they work, not how they can detect BTs, or how they can connect this world to the other side. We still have much to learn about our little friends, but one thing is certain: their continued study will lead us to greater understanding of the stranding, and of life and death itself. That much I can assure you. Well, I think that's about all I have to tell you today. Hopefully I will have something new to share next time we chew the fat. See you around, I guess. See you around, dead man. Okay, this we got. Fear is pleasure. think we didn't read this. Whether they realize it or not, the people of our fallen nation suffer greatly as a result of the separation and isolation we all must endure. That's why oxytocin supplementation is so vital. However, not all of us require to survive. In fact, recent studies have shown something very interesting indeed. An increase in the number of people who regard fear not as a stressful experience to be avoided, but a pleasurable one to be sucked out. In humans, the amygdala regulates the emotional response to fear and pleasure-inducing stimuli. Some scientists theorize that because these contradiction emotions are processed by the same region, we may have the capacity to convert one into the other. Conversely, were the two governed by different parts of the brain, such as transformation, would be possible. An age when threats such as BDs, timeful and terrorism abound, could the ability to experience fear as pleasure serve as a useful mutation, an adaptation even? Oh my god, I don't see why not. I can't read anymore. That's too much reading for me out loud. Too much English. Wait, wait. I don't think I've read that. Timefall. Oh, I'm just gonna read. Timefall was first recorded when the Death Stranding occurred, and despite all the years that have passed since then, we are no closer to understanding how a white accelerates the passage of time for the objects and organisms it touches. A white immediately turns to ordinary water having done so. Oh, does this mean when it rains and the puddle forms, it stops the acceleration of time? Some researchers have gone as far as to posit the process as stealing time. So why timefall is observed only in certain places? All that we know for certain is that it is somehow affected by local chiral concentrations. This is merely hunch, but something in me suspects that the Death Stranding may have warped our perception of the passage of time. Not that necessarily a bad thing, you understand. We humans can conceive our own deaths, and even of the possibility of a place beyond death, yes? We have the capacity to conceptualize the future, an evolutionary advantage which aided our development as a species. Well, what if Timefall has given us a new supercharged version of the essential ability? One that will take us to the next stage of our evolution. Perhaps we wouldn't need to hold ourselves up in the North City. Perhaps in time the Death Stranding will come to be seen as the phenomenon that saved our species. Exciting thoughts, I'm sure you will agree. I for one can't wait to set out on our journey. Who knows what awaits us? Oh. Many people died. I'm not sure they are too excited about that. It is common nowadays to think the personality, the mind of consciousness as a whole, as phenomena born exclusively of the brain. However, to ancient Egyptians things were different. They believed as a person's soul, their spiritual essence resides in their heart. As a result, the mummification process involved the removal of all internal organs save this one, the brain included. To the Egyptians, a man's car was represented and contained within the heart, whereas the heart was made up of other organs and the remainder of the flesh. Hardly a picture of compatible with modern medical science. But consider for a moment the BBs which porters utilize in the field, the brain-dead still mothers to which they are bound. Could it not be said that in turning our attention away from the brain and towards the heart, the womb, the umbiculus, in our quest to grow closer to the world of the dead, that we are perhaps returning to the old ways? Well, pretty sure it's just the brain that contains, the soul, the consciousness. Would be my take. Like the corals of the seam. Life began in the ocean, and as it evolved, it graduated to the land. At least this is what we believe on reason. To creature of this. Didn't I read this? Yep, we definitely read this. We read them all now. So what are memory chips? What the hell? What are all these? Frame armors, Byakko. What? That looks like something a Gundam. Stop scrolling down. Alright. Frame Arms was a series of original plastic robot figurines created by Kotobukiya, one of Japan's premier manufacturers of plastic models. Each robot shares the same basic frame architecture, with different external parts being attached to create an individual mechanoid. The Byakko White Tiger figure is a rare masterpiece based on one of Yoji Shikawawa's designs. The fully realized world and captive story behind the frame arm series won it many dedicated fans. Okay. Interesting. Guess this is just some collection kind of thing. With probably reference to real life stuff. Which I don't get. I'm not a fan of robots like that. So alright. Think we are basically a music player. You can use the music player to play any music data you've acquired. Music data can be received as a reward for completing various orders for Sam. Yeah, unfortunately, that's not an option when you're streaming. Ooh, we got 12 likes and 5 likes for reading the emails. It's good.